Are you suffering from spiritual retardation? Then listen to this message even as you grow your spiritual life.
Do you understand that? One of the elders in the faith called me. Said, this model that you are running is very good in terms of spiritual development, spiritual capacity. But it is lacking in the financial model. That in the church system, there is a conscious obligation that every member has in his heart, which is to pay tithes. Since you are not running a church model, your financial fortunes are in doubt. And I knew he was making sense. But that was not what Jesus said I should do. And even though I couldn't justify the financial model, the assurance that there was in the model that we were running, I knew that this was what Jesus said we should do. Faith is walking with Jesus. Walking with him. And as you walk with him several times, it will not look like the intellectually right thing to do. Given all the evidences around, walk with Jesus. After a few years of walking with Jesus, and the thing we never knew began to happen, which we didn't know could happen. Some of the people that gave me the counsel now called me and said, can you educate us on this, your model? Now, they believe that I'm wise now. They don't. It's not wisdom. It's not human wisdom. It is what? Walking with Jesus. Walking with Jesus. It was in this place we were praying in an evening meeting, and a lady walked up to me and said, Pastor, God said I should tell you it is time for you to begin to buy land. And I never despise any such word. You know what I do? Because I didn't hear it myself, I'll take it to God. And I labored on it, and I found out that she actually spoke by God. Because I will never do anything if God doesn't instruct. As I speak to you now, the eldest member of my clan called me and said that the shrine has been left vacant for long. That now that we have all turned to Jesus, can I come? Because I'm the only preacher, prominent preacher in the family. Come and destroy the shrine. Which is something you know that I like those kind of things. I know you are aware of that. That's the kind of things that I like. The reason why I've not gone is because Jesus has not instructed me. As much as I like the thing, in Christianity, we follow Jesus. He has not instructed me. So I've not been activated for that assignment. Meanwhile, there were other assignments I didn't even pray about. He said, go. Until Jesus speaks, everything waits. When he has spoken, then I will call everybody. And as we go, he will not send an angel. He will come himself. And it doesn't matter how long the iniquity on that altar has been. We'll put an end to it, and the spirits will release them into the bottomless pit. It is about following Jesus. Is that clear? Don't think it's not human wisdom. Follow Jesus. What did he tell you? If he has not spoken, don't even try to be smart. Sit down and keep praying. Oh, you don't. Let me clear your doubt. Getting direction from God is a hard thing. It's a hard thing. There are people that pray very well, but they have not seen their life partner because it is not time. When you start depending on Jesus, he will start manipulating you much more, so that your life will be reckoned within time frames, seasons of God. Then you will know it is indeed not by power. You can take off like a tornado. I've done that many times. I took off. I felt it was time. He didn't follow me. When I saw that I was alone, I smartly retraced my steps and And I came back and said, all right. He said, man. We got, he was not there. He was not there. He was not there. He was not there. The other time, we were looking for money as a ministry. I said, God, have you forgotten us? You left us. Then we were in a meeting, in a leaders meeting. The agenda was, how can we get money? And I have wise men, I have technocrats in our midst. They say, your messages are powerful. Let's just put a price tag on them as they are online so that people can subscribe. Because as at that time we had, in a year we'll have like 2 million visits. So they did their arithmetic. It's more now, it's far more now. They did their arithmetic and said, this is what we are going. Glory to God. Then we now did it. I was in local job when Jesus said, who is responsible? I was about preaching. Who is responsible for this thing that you are doing? My heart broke. Because people have already started subscribing. We now had to write a letter that was so difficult to write. I died before we wrote that letter. That sorry, God has said we should reverse this thing. If you want us to refund your money, give us an account number, we'll refund. So the people that wanted refund, they sent us their account numbers. We diligently refunded all. No, I'm telling you the truth. And then the ones that said, your ministry has blessed us, let this be a seed to the ministry. Then we were now back on square one. The square one where we were on before we had that meeting. We are right there. You know what faith is? Follow Jesus. Now, Jesus was not dealing with financial issues of the ministry at that time. That was not what he was doing. If you now start doing what Jesus is not doing, you will know that you are wrong. So we had to repent. And we made it free. People said many insulting things on Facebook because of that, which we didn't respond. Jesus saw our willingness to serve him in truth and to follow him even when we did not understand what he was doing. Because there's a part of faith where you will walk through places that are dark and there is your understanding is totally unfruitful as to what God is doing, and you cannot force the monarch to act because his actions are seasonal. We waited, and from that time that we made that thing free, God gradually began to attend to the agenda of that meeting without us having to hold a meeting anymore on that agenda. At the end of the day, the one that trusts in Jesus will see his reality. Faith is practical. Finally, this is very important on the subject of faith. The faith of the Bible is continual. It is not a one-time check. It is what? Don't forget that. Okay.